description. So you keep in your mind that right from a student-centered perspective. Use present tense and active voices. Use clear and simple sentences, and make the structure and language very easy. And use clear and simple, language, and use gender neutral language. Don't try to put them he or she. Try to gender neutral language so it would be easy for the male and female to understand over there. Use common terms that prospective students understand. So not try to go with the very difficult terms. Try to use the very common which are easily understandable. Use industry approved technical terms and acronyms when appropriate. Use generic terms when referencing softwares. Only use specific software names if they are the central focus of the course or if they are required for course delivery. So you have to follow these tips to write a very descriptive and very easy course description. What shouldn't we include in the course descriptive? Course titles, numbers, and levels in which the course is offered. So like all these are not included in the course descriptions, and they are indicated elsewhere. The intended course delivery models, like hybrid, online, in class, are not included in a course descriptions. That does not belongs to this area. So you have to be careful with this one. So it means, what shouldn't be included in the course? Again, I'm going to repeat this one. Course titles doesn't need over here. Numbers, levels in which the course is offered, no need to tell. In the course description, it's going to be offline, or it's going to be online, or hybrid model. That doesn't need to discuss in the course description as well. Teaching style. Uh, Basically, teaching style, also called teaching methods, and they're considered to be general principles, educational and management strategies for classroom instructions. Teaching method depends on the teacher's preferences, the student's need, and the subject. The use of different teaching styles started in the beginning of the 20th century, and this was due to the amount of research being poured into the different learning methods. Once we understood that everybody learns differently, it became obvious that there need to be different teaching styles to accommodate the learning styles. So in basic terms, teaching methods can be divided into 4 categories with 2 main variables. Number one is teacher or a student centered. The second one is low tech or high tech. So here we do have the 4 categories. Using these 2 principles, 4 different teaching methods can be extracted, such as teacher-centered high-tech or low-tech approach, student-centered high-tech or low-tech approach. So we have to discuss what kind of these approaches are. In a high-tech learning environment, students may use any or all of the following. They can bring the laptops, tablets, collaborative applications, education-based networks to connect with students around the world, software designed to facilitate gamification learning. So all these are allowed from the teacher side. So this is called a high tech. Means you're going to involve the technology. You're going to allow everything, whatever they have in the form of technology, they can bring, and they can connect with the other fellows inside the classrooms. Although technology can enhance the classroom environment, some teachers prefer low-tech teaching methods. The reason behind, by keeping classes low-tech, students cannot access modern shortcuts such as spell check, calculators, and autocorrect options. This can improve a student's reading, writing, and mathematical skills. Where they're forced to work out these issues without being answered by a tablet or computer. So some teacher would have, the preference to go with the high tech. They can allow the students to bring everything, but some teachers do not allow them to improve their skills So try to keep them as a low tech inside the classrooms. In addition, some teachers prefer to communicate with students directly, and some subjects are best delivered in this way. When students have access to range of technology, they may become distracted and communication with the teacher may be affected. So by opting for low-tech teaching methods, teachers can ensure students stay on task more easily. So it depends what kind of subjects you are teaching over here. So it depends that you need a high-tech inside classroom or you want to go with the low-tech. For example, a very clear example over here, you are a computer teacher, you're teaching some kind of software over there. So it means they can come with a high tech. It's very easily, and you can ask them to find out the solutions, the coding and web development and many things. They can have a lot of help from high tech end. But for example, you're teaching some kind of, like different like subject which don't need a different technology over there. So at that time, for example, if you're going with the low tech, at this will help for the student and for the teacher as well, for not only in the form of grooming, but they can be interactive with the teacher and with the class fellows as well over there. For example, you allow them the high tech, they can bring all the medium inside the classroom. So at that time, might possible that can be distracted and the teacher could not get the results what he or she is expecting in their class. So all these teaching styles are really important. It depends upon you, and it depends what kind of subject you are teaching over there, and you need the high tech inside the classroom or you don't need it over there. In the end, 5 guidelines for designing effective rules. Like very effective. So you have to go with this one. You need to be specific. You need to be positive, adaptable, and few and sensible. All these 5 specific guidelines would help you to create or design a very effective course over there. What kind of specific? Specific means rules need to be as specific as possible. Don't try to create a very complex rules for your classroom which cannot help you or which can bother a students more over there. Be positive means state your rules in the positive rather than the negative. For example, instead of don't yell in class, say speak quietly in class. So by changing the words which can help a positive impact on the students as well. The third one is adaptable. Periodically evaluate your rules and their effectiveness. If at any time a rule doesn't seem to be working, change the rule. It doesn't mean you have prepare some kind of rule and policies for the student in start of the session or start of the semester, and in between the semester you find out this rule is making the trouble for the student, so you can rethink and change the rule accordingly. Few. Keep your rules few in number. You should have no more than 5 rules. Don't try to go ahead with a long rule list, policy list, which couldn't help for the students, and they may be more complex and they feel it more hard to understand all the rules. So try to make it few, not go with a long queue or list over there. Try to go ahead with the only 5 rules that would help you to control the class. Sensible. Make rules that make sense. Make rules that make sense. That's all. Because don't try to make the rules which are which are not able to implement inside the classroom, or very strict rules, and they would not be able to follow by the students over there. So make the sensible rules. That is the most important part and last point of this guidelines. So 5 guidelines for designing effective rules. That's all from the session. I try to bring a very comprehensive and practical things for you from the Blackboard. I hope you got an idea that how does it works, and our coming upgrade, how does it look like over there, and how you can upgrade over there. So if you have any questions, you can ask me over there. You already have the option. You can unmute and ask me the question for related to the session, please. But one announcement over here, please, everyone, I just sent in the broadcast list that how you can change the replay, like the display name. I need your employee ID in front of your name. I don't need your employee ID in the chat box. The reason behind, at the time of awarding the e-certificate, I definitely need your employee ID. Without your employee ID, I cannot find your name over there because you are writing your name over here in English, but sometimes we are finding the names in Arabic. So I cannot find you easily in a long list of registration. And one more announcement, registration is mandatory for the e-certificate. Registration and attendance both are mandatory. Some of the candidate are trying to register, but they're not attending over there. But most of them are attending the session, but they didn't get registered over there. So what is happening that even you have attended, but I couldn't manage to award you the e-certificate. So I would request you guys that still registration is open. You have to go and follow the link and find out this course and register yourself. So it would help you to receive the e-certificate. If you're not receiving the e-certificate, it means you didn't get registered. And the second one, I would request again that you have to replace your display name in front of your name. You have to put your employee ID, please. Dr. Alok, you didn't do it yet. Yes, a good example from the Dr. Derek Shah, Shama, Dr. Abdul Aziz, everyone, very good. You're following the rule. Asma Azim, Hizam, Hizam. Asma Hizam, you didn't put your employee ID. Please do it.